Good afternoon and welcome to the Golf Farm Stadium in Huddersfield. It's Sunday the 11th of June 2006 and this afternoon we see the first visit in Super League of Les Catalans, the French team admitted to Super League this season. It's absolutely baking hot here in Huddersfield, 27 degrees centigrade at pitch side, and very shortly we'll be underway with the Giants in the traditional claret and gold, kicking from right to left in the first half. And Les Catalans obviously from left to right in the white, red and gold strip. It'll be Michael De Vere to get us underway. This afternoon's referees Cal Kirkpatrick, and De Vere right-footed gets the game underway on the new artificial pitch here in Huddersfield. Giants looking to continue their good run of form in recent weeks, which has seen them progress to the Challenge Cup semi-finals, where they'll meet Leeds at Odsal at the end of July. And Catalan through Rinaldi, struggling to make ground with the first set of the game. Big shout of forward there as Chris Beattie receives the pass from the Giants fans underneath me. Now can they get the offload away? It's Ian Hindmarsh, he's not going to be able to. And here's the kick from Stacey Jones. We'll be seeing quite a lot of him this afternoon. And that ball will run dead out to the back of the in-goal area, watched by Matt Gardner. And the Giants will tap and start on their 20 with Drew. That's a poor pass from Robbie Paul. Not often we can say that, but the Giants have picked the ball up. Catalan try and take the man into touch on the far side. Paul back inside. That's a crunching tackle from Beattie. And already the Giants fans are shouting that Catalan are offside. Not back the 10, and again they're not back the 10. Cal Kirkpatrick won't stand for this for too long. Bit more discipline there in the Catalan line. March, Drew with the grubber kick forward, taken by Giguet. And Huddersfield up quickly to make the tackle. So 2 minutes played, still scoreless. And Jackson making the tackle this time for Huddersfield. Well, another shout of forward from underneath me. That one seemed okay to me. Stuart Jones goes up to make the tackle. Giants very quick to the man with the ball. Catalan still 10 metres short of halfway. And again, quick to bring the man to the floor. It's the last tackle of this set as Jones kicks forward for Catalan. Riley's going back for this one and picks it up on his own try line. Just about goes around Stacey Jones. Was voted the world's best player in 2002. Giants this afternoon without James Evans and Jim Gannon. And of course still without Chris Thorman, who we're expecting to see in the next week or two as he recovers from his broken thumb. Drew. Here's Mason. Hindmarsh goes up to make the tackle. Catalan not really back 10 again. Cal Kirkpatrick's letting it go. Jackson charges forward. Here's Drew to kick. And that's taken by Renaud Giguet. And he'll pick up 10 or 12 metres. Robbie Paul will go in to make the tackle. A couple of flying arms in there. This is Justin Murphy looking to break the line. Not able to this time. Jones with the tackle. Shout of forward there as Mark Hughes took the ball. Looked fairly lateral to me. Here's Hindmarsh. That's Jamal Fakir out there, I beg your pardon. Catalan go to the short side. This is Hughes. This is the last tackle of this set. They're still 15 metres from the try line. Stacey Jones Chips one high towards the corner. Taken cleanly by Donlan. Was over the try line, and Riley will come out to the 20 and tap and restart, and I think Catalan to a man there were offside. Boos coming up from the crowd. Drew. Nero 10 metres short of halfway. Well, how long's Cal Kirkpatrick going to let this go on? Mason gaining ground going backwards, and Shawley's been held. He's been allowed to play the ball. March, Drew, Jackson up to halfway, and eventually Cal Kirkpatrick has penalised Catalan. Brad Drew looked to go quickly, but he's not going to be allowed to. Just being told to wait for the referee's signal, and Drew will now come back and kick to touch on the near side. Nearly 5.5 minutes gone. Catalan have started quite brightly. Here's March inside to Drew. Jackson, who spent all season going straight forward. Chris Beattie, big prop in to make the tackle. Drew, Raleigh, who did well to take that, and that's a cracking offload from him as well. Robbie Paul with a kick through. That's picked up by Renaud Giguet on his own 10. And Catalan starting from deep in their own territory. Just making a couple of metres. Keith Mason seeing to that. As I say, absolutely searing conditions here in Huddersfield today. Not very often you can say that. It's Catalan through Sean Rudder, ex-Castleford favourite, struggling to make ground. Oh, that's a cracking offload to Stacey Jones, and Catalan looked dangerous here, except that was a forward pass. Oh, well, the touch judge on the far side is absolutely right next to that, and he's missed it, and it's gone a couple of metres forward. Oh, that's terrible. Touch judges Mr. Wright and Mr. Grundle this afternoon. Well, how he can miss that is beyond me, quite frankly. Here's Stacey Jones, Beattie. Big tackle from Keith Mason. Catalan on the Giants 10. This is Rinaldi. Jones, good ball. Giguet. Hughes, couple of metres short. Catalan looking dangerous here. This is good work along the line. Laurent Freyson-Use stopped a couple of metres short. Rinaldi to Jones. That's a great pass out to the wing on this side, and Justin Murphy scores for Catalan. We'll wait for the referee's confirmation. The try has been given, and all that came from a forward pass which wasn't spotted by the touch judge on the far side. So Justin Murphy opens the scoring for Catalan. Just about 8 minutes gone. And the Giants fans, as you can hear, are not happy. Well, I don't think I need to tell you they're unhappy. It's a complaint you could probably hear in Catalan. And so it'll be Laurent Freyson-Use. Very good record as a goal kicker. And he'll attempt this conversion. 3 metres in from the near touchline. About 21 metres or so from the whitewash. It's very little wind here in Huddersfield today. So we'll see what Freyson-Use can do with this. Taking his time, Freyson-Use strikes the ball right-footed, pulled it across the face, and it's no good. But Catalan lead by 4 points to 0. Justin Murphy with the try at the end of a controversial move. That one's in the books now. Nothing we can do about it. And the Giants, I'm sure, will pick themselves up and respond to that the only way they know how, which will be going down the field and scoring a try themselves. Michael De Vere places the ball on the tee and strikes it right-footed to restart the game. Giants quickly up to make the tackle. Andy Raleigh with the hard work in there. Here's Rinaldi. Quick to the man with the ball. The difference is that Huddersfield are all onside at the play the ball. Whereas Catalan are seeing how much they can get away with. It's Beattie this time with a run. They're up to halfway. Rinaldi. Oh, good ball, and they've broken the line again, and they're going to score again here, Catalan, with Renaud Giguet under the posts. Well, if the first one was controversial, there's nothing wrong with that one. And a quick 1-2 from Catalan, who now lead 8 points to 0 after nearly 11 minutes. And the conversion from Freycineuse will be as straightforward as you like, right in front of the posts. And Giants caught ball watching there. It was a good offload in the tackle. And Renaud Giguet, man on hand to score under the posts. And Laurent Freycineuse, again in no hurry. And after this kick, Catalan will be 10 points to 0 in the lead after 11.5 minutes of play. Well, you wouldn't know they were second from bottom of the Super League. So, Freycineuse for the fairly inevitable conversion, which is good. And Catalan leading by 10 points to 0 in their first Super League visit to the Gelfarm Stadium. So, what can Huddersfield do about this? We'll start with Michael De Vere getting the game restarted with the trusty right boot. That's fielded cleanly. A good driving run by Catalan out to their own 20, but the Giants are pushing the man back. Rinaldi. Mason in with a crunching tackle, helped by Jackson and Jones. Rinaldi again to Beattie. Makes a couple of useful meters. Stacey Jones with a kick through. Riley will chase after this one, and that will run dead. Giants will tap and restart from their own 20. I'm sure this ball will find its way to Brad Drew, which indeed it has. Mason. Rinaldi with a tackle. Here's Andy Raleigh, who's running, takes them 20 metres short of halfway. Here's Nero, nowhere to go really. March to the short side, De Vere. This is more promising from Huddersfield. March appealing to the referee. They weren't allowing the man up to play the ball. Jackson, good running and a very good offload. And now Catalan are going to be penalised for the hand up round the neck. And Carl Kirkpatrick just having a word with Paul March down there. I think this will be along the lines of I'm making the decisions in this game. So Brad Drew kicks to touch. Now this is a promising position for Huddersfield. Drew, March, Mason running at Rinaldi, nearly running through Rinaldi. Mark Hughes in to make the tackle. Jackson. Three metres or so short. March does well to pick the ball up on the hop. Running along the line. March running through the line. Good play from March. Giants looking dangerous. Drew. Robbie Paul. Oh, good play. And the Giants will score in the corner on the far side. That's just the response they were looking for. And I think that was Matt Gardner out there. We'll get that confirmed for you in a second.
And that's the try for the Huddersfield Giants. He's sponsored by Gravel Construction. The try scorer, number 21, Matt Gardner.
There you go. Matt Gardner confirmed as the try scorer. And now Michael De Vere to attempt the extras. And De Vere has been fairly sensational with the boot over recent weeks, in the absence of Chris Thorman. In fact, he's catching Thorman quite quickly in points scored. And this is 20 metres out to a 3 metres in from the far touchline. And as I've said, very little wind today. And we'll see what De Vere can do with this. 16.5 minutes played. Giants 4, Le Catalan 10. And the conversion attempt from De Vere is forthcoming. Strikes it right-footed. Well, they like it in the Lawrence Batley stand, and now the flags have been raised. They like it in the John Smith stand as well. Great kick, says the scoreboard. I agree with that. Michael De Vere converts Gardner's try, and the score is now Giants 6, Le Catalan 10. Giants are on the way back into this. So Freycineus restarts. Oh, it's a poor error from Robbie Paul, who gets hands on the ball and then drops it out of the back of the in-goal area. And immediately the pressure right back on the Giants, who'll drop out from under their own posts. Well, Earl Crabtree has the ball. I don't think he'll be doing the dropping out. More likely to be Brad Drew. And here is Drew. Difficult spinning kick. Taken well on halfway though. Some good running and a good tackle by Andy Raleigh there. Rinaldi, Stacey Jones, Beattie. Moving the ball quite well, Catalan. Here's Freycineus. De Vere quickly up to make the tackle though on Sean Rudder. Freycineus. Rinaldi, nowhere to go for him. Raleigh and Jones will make the tackle. Freycineus, Stacey Jones. Big shout of forward again from the Huddersfield fans. They're 2 or 3 metres short. Rinaldi, Jones with a kick through. Oh, and that's been picked up by Chris Nero. And look at the speed of Chris Nero. Can he get there? He's up to halfway. He's turning right then left. Can't make the offload, but he's up to the Catalan 20. And that's an 80-metre run from Chris Nero. And now Stacey Jones has stopped the man playing the ball, and Stacey Jones will see a card here. And probably Catalan's most influential player will be spending 10 minutes in the bin. Stacey Jones just not letting the man up to play the ball. Carl Kirkpatrick saw the offence, and the Giants with an extra man. Well, they're going to make this count here. Crabtree, Drew, good running from Drew, skips away from one tackle, spins out of another. Crabtree, Robbie Paul, similar move to last time, similar try to last time. Matt Gardner's in at the corner again, and what an afternoon it's turning to be for him. The move was a carbon copy of Huddersfield's last try, and it'll be the same name on the try sheet. Less than a minute after Jones gets sin-binned, Matt Gardner goes in the corner for Huddersfield, and it's 10 apiece here in the Galfam Stadium.
That's the second try of the afternoon for the Giants, sponsored by Gravel Construction. He's number 21, Matt Gardner.
Well, the Giants knew it worked well the first time, and it's worked equally as well the second time. Same move, same result, same scorer. Same man to attempt the conversion. Now, what can De Vere do with this? A little bit more awkward. It is right on the touchline on the far side. About 16 metres from Catalan's try line. Bit more of an angle. Shouts of Nero coming from the crowd underneath me. Not acknowledged by Chris Nero. It's unusual for him. Maybe more focused on the job in hand. Scores are level. Here's De Vere to put the Giants into the lead for the first time in this game. So strikes the ball right-footed. No good. They'll stay at 10 apiece. So Huddersfield quick to capitalise on the sin binning of Stacey Jones.
Just to repeat, for the guys who missed the first try score for Catalan was number 2, Justin Murphy.
As the wind starts to pick up a bit here in Huddersfield, things blowing about on the gantry that shouldn't be, as Freysinews kicks off. Well, Crabtree took that cleanly. To start. And that's another 10-metre pick up there. So already 70 metres. Drew, Crabtree, Rinaldi in to make the tackle. 22.5 minutes played. It's 10 apiece. Out. Here's March. Well by De Vere, who's still going, can't get the offload away. And this will be the last tackle. Drew, kick through. De Vere couldn't go for it. And Drew misses the tackle, but he's not going to get past Wayne McDonald, who crunches him into the pitch. Giguet. Tackle by McDonald and Crabtree. Couple of bigger men you couldn't find in Super League. Rinaldi. Fakir. Good run from Jamal Fakir. Rinaldi again back inside to Beattie. Crunching tackle from the Giants. Rinaldi. Freysinews. That's a very, very high kick from Freysinews. Donlan calls off Riley and takes the ball cleanly. And now Donlan hits the gas, and that's going to be a high tackle, surely, from Alex Chan. Nothing given. Alex Chan's already been in some trouble this season. Already been suspended. Here's Gardner, already on a hat-trick. And eventually, and I mean eventually, Catalan are called offside. Drew from the halfway line, kicks to touch on the far side. And as we await the ball to come back, it'll be Gardner, who throws into Paul, who taps to Drew. Crabtree upended in the tackle. Drew, McDonald. Oh, good offload from the big man. Drew. Oh, there's all kinds of trouble here for Catalan on the far side. It's Matt Gardner for the corner. Well, all the congratulations are going on. Kirkpatrick goes across to have a chat with the touch judge on the far side. Try given. Well, what a first half for Matt Gardner.
Really, that's the magic number. He's sponsored by Gravel Construction with his first ever hat-trick for the Giants. Number 21, let's hear it for Matt Gardner.
Well, some rapturous applause going round the Galfam Stadium in Huddersfield as Matt Gardner, as you may have just heard, scores his first ever hat-trick for the Giants, and he's done it all within the first 26 minutes of this game. What an afternoon he's having. Just goes to show Catalan really struggling to defend in that corner. Giants taking full advantage, leading 14-10. De Vere to attempt this conversion, right-footed. And that one is no good.
The substitution for the Giants, number 17, Paul Smith, has replaced number 11, Chris Miro.
Substitution for number 9, David.
So,
replaces number 25, Julian Aldi.
Catalan have now conceded more than 500 points in Super League 11. Robbie Paul under this restart kick, which he's taken cleanly this time. Crabtree has just absolutely flattened Jamal Fakir. Paul rally. No real chance to offload. Tackle from Gregory Muniz. McDonald looking to break the line, and he's dropped the ball, and that is a knock-on. Tried to hide it by knocking it back, but not able to do so, the big man. And so we'll see the first scrum of the game. And this will be 20 metres into Giants territory. Giants leading 14-10 with 14 unanswered points. That's a great tackle from Jones on Muniz. Giguet. Alex Chan, difficult man to stop, but Crabtree's one of the three men to do it. Giants very quick to the man with the ball. Beattie stopped this time. Out to forward. Here's David Berthazen wearing the headgear, going to the short side. Mark Hughes did really well to pick that up. Last tackle of this set. Berthazen, another poor pass from him. Freysineus with a kick. Donlan will let that go because it's gone straight out of the back of the in-goal area. And the Giants tap and start on their own 20. Drew to Riley, who's been fairly quiet. That's a massive tackle on Paul Riley. March, Paul Smith. March again, Drew. Oh, it's a... Well, the play's been waved on. I thought there might have been called for a knock on there, but he did go backwards. Andy Raleigh, who's just been tackled. Robbie Paul. McDonald marauding towards the halfway line. Robbie Paul. Drew. Good ball. Smith. There's nobody to offload to. March was probably the best option. Here's Robbie Paul. Trying to break the line himself. Up to the Catalan 20. March. Drew. Oh, Crabtree. Crabtree still going, the big man. Oh, brilliant from Earl Crabtree, who finds Paul Smith, and Paul Smith scores right next to the post. That was all about the hard work from Earl Crabtree, and Paul Smith, the man on hand, to receive the pass and score the try.
As the try for the Giants is sponsored by King and Graham Miller, the try scorer, number 17, Paul Smith.
So Michael De Vere will attempt the extras here. Well, I say attempt. I fancy kicking this one myself, to be honest. Stick my neck out here and say that De Vere will slot this one through. So De Vere will strike this conversion attempt with the right foot and converts Paul Smith's try with ease, and that's 20 unanswered points for the Giants here on their home turf, and they now lead 20 points to 10.
Adding the extras for the Giants and the conversion sponsored by Hadfield Bakers, that's number 4, Michael De Vere.
With just over 8 minutes to go to the half-time hooter. So, Fracing use, kicks off, Robbie Paul underneath it again. Crabtree still going on, makes the offload. Well, a real effort he's put in this afternoon already, Earl Crabtree. So here's Matt Gardner, whose contribution to the game so far has been a 26-minute hat-trick. Not a bad contribution, has to be said. Smith. Last tackle of this set. Here's Drew with a kick through. There's plenty of claret and goal after this. Justin Murphy picks it up, and Michael De Vere slams him to the turf. Here's Gigue. Crabtree makes the tackle. They're going to drag him backwards. Bethersen. Steve Snitch making the tackle. Catalan just out of their own 10. Oh. Well, the pass straight into touch. As my father used to say to me, he's got hands like a digital watch. And Le Catalan just applying more pressure to themselves. Alex Chan a bit slow to his feet there. And we'll have a scrum down 20 metres from the Catalan try line. And it's Huddersfield head and feed. And another dangerous position for Catalan, who got off to such a bright start, leading 10 points to 0. The first try very controversial, but the second one superb. March, Riley, not going to be able to get the offload away or pick up any ground. Drew to the near side, March. Here's Stephen Wild, not able to get much further, tackled by Remy Casti. Crabtree back to Drew, this is good. Robbie Paul not able to break the line. Some resolute defending from the Dragons. Snitch finds Crabtree, who will power forward, and he's still going inside the 10-metre line. Robbie Paul to orchestrate this time, goes to his right to Drew, back inside to Snitch, and the Giants are working the ball over to that corner where Catalan have had so many defensive problems. There's the kick through. Crabtree's the nearest man to this. He's not going to get to it. John Wilson taps the ball out to the back of the in-goal area, and Catalan will drop out from under their own posts. We're just inside the last 5 minutes of this game. This half of this game, I should say. And Laurent Freycineuse will drop out when Carl Kirkpatrick blows his whistle, which he's done. That's a terrible drop out from under the post. It's actually hit Brad Drew, who was maybe 15 metres out. Drew's fielded the ball and got it back to the 20. Here's Mason. Oh, Mason's just flattened Berthazen. That's why he's wearing the headgear. Robbie Paul. Oh, it's been dropped, it's gone backwards. I think Catalan have picked it up. They have. Crabtree's made the tackle. They're on their own 10. Berthazen. They were quick to him again. Alex Chan. Not really making much ground here, Catalan. Big shout of a forward pass again. It's Remy Casti that took the pass. Berthazen, Stacey Jones. Oh, that was nearly dropped forward as well. It's a dangerous pass. Donlan quick to make the tackle on Wilson. Catalan do well to tidy that up, but it's been lost. There's the knock-on signal from Carl Kirkpatrick. And the Giants will have the ball at the scrum, halfway inside the Catalan half, and they'll look to continue their recent habit of scoring just before the break, as they've done in a few of their recent games. Best time to score in the game, if you ask me. March to the short side, De Vere, who's going to do well to stay in. He has done. March again, Snitch, powering at the line, nearly through the line. March to his right, Drew, Mason hitting the ball at speed, and it's been dropped again. Drew makes the tackle on Remy Casti, who picked the ball up. As another knock-on signalled, this time by Huddersfield. And Catalan will feed the scrum this time on their own 10-metre line as we move inside the last couple of minutes of the first half. Really is scorching hot here in Huddersfield today. Well, a bit of indecision there about whether or not to make the pass, and Riley quite happy to tackle him whilst he was being indecisive. March this time makes the tackle. Berthazen. Giants very quick to the man with the ball. March and Smith that time. That's got to be a forward pass. I can see that from up here. Gregory Muniz, the unpunished guilty party this time. Stacey Jones, already been in the sin bin in the first half, and his kick bounces and goes into touch on the far side. And this time it'll be a giant scrum midway inside their own half. Gives me a chance to take a quick drink. Very warm up here. So inside the last minute of the first 40, Robbie Paul. Yep, good call that from Carl Kirkpatrick. Catalan well offside again as Drew kicks to touch on the near side, which he finds comfortably. Now we're going to have one final surge at the Catalan whitewash in this first half. March inside to Drew, who switches direction. Smith, tackle by Freysinews. Drew again. March, there's a hole in the line if March can find it. He's nearly got through. There goes the hooter for the end of the first half. Started in controversial style. Justin Murphy scoring in the corner for Catalan after a passage of play which clearly included a forward pass. That was followed up within a minute by another try under the post by Renaud Giguet. Catalan at that point leading 10 points to nothing. And Huddersfield have hit back with a hat-trick from Matt Gardner and another try from Paul Smith, and they lead at the break by 20 points to 10. Welcome back to the Galfarm Stadium in Huddersfield. The Huddersfield Giants leading Les Catalans by 20 points to 10 at half-time. And that's 20 unanswered points from the Giants, as Catalan crept out to an early 10-point lead. Highlight of the first half, Matt Gardner's hat-trick. He'll be looking to continue in the same vein in the second half, as Freysinews kicks off with Bruno Verger a couple of metres offside. Referee seems quite happy to play the advantage this afternoon, not really penalising the man making the tackle. We shall see what happens in the second half, as the Giants look to make it 5 wins out of 6. Here's Drew. The kick is blocked by Berthazen, but picked up by Robbie Paul, who escapes the tackle. Does well there, Robbie Paul. March. Paul Smith. Tackle by Berthazen, 10 metres short of halfway. Snitch. Oh, he's been unlucky there. It'll be a knock-on called against Steve Snitch. Catalan will have a scrum just about on halfway. Snitch nearly hung on to that, you know, at the second attempt. So Catalan through Stacey Jones feed the scrum. Here's Renaud Giguet. Freysinews does well to pick up a low pass. Jones to Hughes. Gardner making the tackle nicely on this near side. Jones. Here's Jamal Fakir, who's broken the line. Riley misses the tackle as well. Snitch was the last man to stop him and did so. Berthazen, Jones, and Alex Chan will score. So Catalan off to a great early start to this second half. 2 minutes played and the big man Alex Chan goes over. just to the side of the posts, and Freycinews, I doubt very much will have any trouble kicking this conversion.
The try scored for Catalan Giants was number 19, Alex Chan.
So Alex Chan gets his name on the try sheet. And that was just the start that Catalan were looking for. And for the first time this afternoon, you can actually hear the Catalan fans, the small group of them that have come up from France, cheering in the Lawrence Batley stand. You can see the flags from here. A very long way to come to watch a game of rugby league. Mind you, I suppose Catalan will be used to that this year, travelling to Yorkshire, Lancashire and Cheshire. So Freycinews chips over the extras, and the Giants' lead is cut now to 20 points to 16. And we'll await Michael De Vere to get the game restarted. And shouts of encouragement coming from underneath me. As De Vere places the ball on the tee. Catalan registering their first points for just about half an hour. They're certainly making a game of it. Here's Renaud Giguet. Crabtree and Mason making the tackles. Berthazen. Giants are quick to the man with the ball, and good discipline to get back the 10 as well. Berthazen with a forward pass, which again isn't seen, to Remy Casti. Jones, Freycinews, this is good. Mark Hughes, Gardner making the tackle. Bruno Verge to Jones, to Chan, who gets the offload away to Jones. Casti, last tackle of this set. Berthazen, Jones, we're going to see the kick here. Little grubber kick through. It's dangerous, but Riley's done well to pick it up. Justin Murphy in close attention. Casti making the tackle. Remy Casti's father, Jackie, is a full international for France, and Catalan have stolen the ball here with Gregory Muniz. Berthazen to Alex Chan. A difficult man to tackle, and then having problems with him again. Steve Snitch makes the tackle on the Giants 10. Stacey Jones, Freycinews, this is dangerous. Well, he's come back inside. I think he could have got in at the corner there if he'd have tried. Stuart Jones makes the tackle. Stacey Jones. Working the ball well along the line. There's all kinds of danger here. There's the kick through from Stacey Jones, and it's just too hard. And the Giants have escaped there. Some frantic signalling to the bench from Freycinews. Not sure what that's about. Robbie Paul. Snitch picks up 8 metres or so. Robbie Paul again. Crabtree. Shouts of "Go on, Earl" from the crowd every time he gets the ball. Made a try for Paul Smith in the first half. Robbie Paul to Mason. So Jackson comes on for Snitch. March straight to Jackson, who's tackled by Alex Chan and Gregory Muniz. Muniz lying on a little bit there. March, Drew, swinging arm in the tackle, and they've not finished the tackle. Brad Drew still going. There's the offload to March. Here's Jones looking to break the line. There's the pass to Crabtree. It's somehow find its way to Gardner on the wing. Gardner's after this. And Renaud Giguet gets in just in front of Gardner to punch the ball out of the back of the in-goal area. Gardner looking for his 4th try of the afternoon there. Clever bit of play, and Catalan are forced to drop out from under their own sticks. So Freysineus checks everybody's back. It's a better drop out this time. Last one hitting Brad Drew. Here's Keith Mason charging at the Catalan line, making 20 metres or so. Robbie Paul Jackson, and he'll go forward and does so. Chan makes the tackle for Catalan. And Catalan have been penalised for a high arm in the tackle. And De Vere has opted to kick for goal. "25 metres out, straight in front of the posts. And he's been knocking those over in practice before the game, pretty much without fail. Don't want to tempt fate, but I suspect he'll make this one. So just short of 9 minutes played in this second half of this Super League 11 game. And Michael De Vere kicks for goal successfully. And the Giants extend their lead now to 22 points to 16.
The penalty goal has been converted for the Giants, sponsored by Hatfield Makers. Number 4, Michael De Vere.
You're probably aware now that Huddersfield are not the only team to beat St Helens in Super League, after Hull beat them 27-26 at Knowsley Road on Thursday night. Just keeps the competition that little bit closer, as Leeds brush past Wigan as well. Gardner, hat-trick hero this afternoon. What's the signal going to be here? Well, we're not going to get one. I'm presuming that was a knock-on. It's a scrum down to Catalan. And Stacey Jones will feed the scrum. As Sean Rudder picks up a few metres. Here's John Wilson. He's been fairly quiet, the Catalan centre this afternoon. Stacey Jones to Alex Chan. Can't get the offload to Berthazen. Here is Berthazen to Stacey Jones. Freysineus with a kick forward. And Gardner will pump that as hard as he can into the pink link stand away to my left. And the Giants will drop out from under their own posts. Catalan keeping the pressure on.
The substitution for the Giants, number 18, Wayne McDonald, replaces number 26, Keith Mason.
So Drew, high and awkward to take. I love it when that happens, when you say it's awkward to take and the man fails to take the ball. Renaud Giguet this time knocks on the halfway line. And this will be a scrum to the Giants. The ball was spinning erratically in the air, and Renaud Giguet couldn't deal with it. Robbie Paul. Here's De Vere, who's stopped by John Wilson. Riley. Not seen much running from Riley this afternoon. McDonald Bertha then bounces off him, can't get the offload away. Alex Chan comes in to clean up the tackle, lying on the man a bit again. Jackson, some good ground gained. Drew inside to Jones. Bertha then hangs onto his ankle to stop him going through. This is the last tackle of this set. March, kick through from March. Now can they drag him back over the try line? They're not going to. They will get the pressure to the man with the ball quickly though. McDonald and Jackson. Bertha Zen. Oh, Robbie Paul in quickly this time to make the tackle. And Catalan are stuck inside their own 10. That might change here. Oh, well, to be fair, it was a forward pass from Mark Hughes, but it matters not because it went through the hands of Bruno Verges and into touch, and the Giants will have a scrum in a promising position on the Catalan 20. And Robbie Paul will take matters in hand. So Paul from the back of the scrum, good delivery to March, and that's a good tackle on March as well from John Wilson. Giants losing ground. Riley, 5 metres or so gained. Robbie Paul, see a bit of magic from Robbie here. The pass has gone awry. Well, interesting call from Carl Kirkpatrick. I think the signal was batting the ball away. And the Giants will start again with a scrum on the Catalan 10. Ball actually in the scrum, it'll have to come back out to Robbie Paul. So 14.5 minutes played in the second half. Oh, March can change direction here. There will be men over if he can use them. He can't. Stacey Jones makes the tackle. Still 10 metres out. Drew to the short side. Wild, it's a loose pass. This is Gardner who'll come back inside. Look for a hole in the line. Not able to find it. And Catalan able to make the tackle. Drew to his left. Jackson! Jackson! That's a try for Huddersfield. Carl Kirkpatrick confirms it, and Paul Jackson goes over just to the left of the uprights. Another easy conversion attempt for De Vere, and the Giants lead is back up to 10 points with a conversion attempt to come. This time Jackson adds his name to the score sheet to go with the kicking from De Vere, the hat-trick by Gardner and the try from Paul Smith. And De Vere to attempt the extras and pretty much straight in front of the posts. Gives me time for a quick fluid break. Paul Jackson, who's running a straight line towards the try line all season, gets his reward with a try against Catalan here in the baking sunshine in the Gal Farm Stadium in Huddersfield. Michael De Vere, right-footed, no problem. So Giants 28, Catalan Dragons 16, as Freysinews kicks off again with 4 or 5 people offside, taken by Robbie Paul. Gardner out on this wing They're going to try and drag him into touch, and they're not going to be able to. Bruno Verges, the man doing the dragging. Here's Andy Raleigh, powerful running from Raleigh, takes 3 of them with him. Shoves Berthazen out of the way. Stephen Wild. Here's Donlan. They're just not getting back the 10, Catalan. McDonald finds Drew with the offload. Drew with no option but to go himself. Picks up some useful meters. Here's McDonald again. Battering ram through the middle. Last tackle of this set. March. There's the high kick towards the corner. Gardner's after this one. And Gardner unable to catch the ball, but is able to catch Bruno Verges in mid-flight in the in-goal area, and Catalan will drop out from under their posts again. Been a good period of play in the game this for Huddersfield. And so Laurent facing use. They'll kick out from under his posts. Crabtree under this one, taken cleanly by the big man, who returns it with some interest. 3 men in on the tackle again, unable to play the ball properly. Well, what are the officials looking at there? That's a terrible call, and not the first one in this game, I may add. Well, Crabtree unable to play the ball properly because it was knocked away. But it's Crabtree that's been penalised. Scrum taken fairly quickly by Catalan, and the ball won by Catalan. This is Freycineus. Oh, some good running there by Hindmarsh. Oh, Riley, what a tackle. He's coming into the game a bit more now. Berthazen, and Riley's got him again. Stacey Jones, Sean Rudder, Crabtree makes the tackle. He's got the ball back to Jones though, and Riley gets him again. Berthazen. Oh, there's a man over in the corner here, and Catalan are going to score through John Wilson. Try has been given. So just after the hour, the Dragons centre, John Wilson goes in the corner. And the score now 28-20. Conversion attempt to come from Freycineus. Will not be an easy one. Be out on the far touchline. So Giants taking on some fluids, which they'll need in this weather, as are the Catalan team. Plenty of bottles of water being passed around. So Freycineus, maybe a metre in from the touchline and a metre outside the 20-metre line. Really taking his time over this. A bit like Paul Cook at Hull, likes to take the time. Here's the kick, and it's good. So 50 points now scored in this game, 28 of them to the Giants, 22 to Catalan Dragons, and about 18 and a half minutes to play. I just wonder now, with the temperature being so hot, whether the heat will affect the players. Would have thought the French would be slightly more used to it than the English. Well, Renaud Giguet nearly caught out there again. Rally quick in to make the tackle, helped by Jackson and Crabtree. Stacey Jones managed to stay on the pitch for all the second half so far. Simbind in the first. Here's Bertha Zen. Hindmarsh wriggles away from one tackle. Donlan wraps him up. Giants very quick to the man with the ball. We'll see the kick here from Jones, right-footed. Gardner underneath this one, taken cleanly. Gardner running straight at the line. Gregory Muniz and Laurent Freycineuse, along with Sean Rudder. Ex-Castleford favourite is Stephen Wilde. Giants are running at Bertha Zen in the line. He looks like the weakest link. Here's Riley. That's a high tackle from Rudder. And Riley, no complaints. Gets up and shakes it off. Seems to be a small debate over whether or not to kick for goal, and they've opted to kick for touch, which Brad Drew finds comfortably. So Robbie Paul will tap and start to McDonald on the 20, and McDonald picks up 10 or 11 metres there. Bertha Zen trying to... Wow, that is a shocking decision from the referee. Oh dear. Well, you can hear what the crowd think of it underneath me. Stacey Jones kicks to touch. He was aiming at me then for a minute. Well, you can hear the boos. Carl Kirkpatrick not having one of his better games, according to the crowd. And now he's going to have a word with Wayne McDonald. This will be something along the lines of, don't throw the ball at the floor. No argument from McDonald. You can understand why he feels aggrieved though. Jones kicks to touch again, successfully on this near side. Rinaldi, Jamal Fakir, he's just about held. Rinaldi, they're crossing from Beattie there now. Giguet, McDonald makes the tackle. Rinaldi, Freycineuse, Hindmarsh, Rinaldi. We're inside the last 15 minutes here. Rinaldi skips out Beattie. Jones. This is Sean Rudder, who will be held. Bit of karate there from Earl Crabtree to bring him to the floor. Rinaldi again. Jones. This is the last tackle. Freycineuse kicks through. Riley picks up. Oh, Riley did really well to stick it in reverse there and get back over the try line. Oh, Carl Kirkpatrick penalised Catalan then. Probably tell from the sarcastic cheering underneath me. Drew kicks the touch on the far side, no problems there. Yet again, well offside, some of them, the Catalan players. Smith, that's a big hit. Showing no ill effects though. Robbie Paul, good injection of speed. Andy Raleigh bounces away from Jamal Fakir. It's a drop goal attempt from a long way out from Drew. 35 metres or so. And he's skewed it to the right of the posts. Rinaldi taps and restarts on the 20. Nero quickly in to make the tackle along with Paul March. Rinaldi, not sure that was even lateral either. Rinaldi again, still shouting forward underneath me. Crabtree making the tackle. Catalan struggling to pick up any useful ground. That's knocked on. Oh, Stephen Wiles picked it up. And can Wiles beat Freycinews to the corner? Yes, he can. Stephen Wiles scores for the Giants in the corner. Well, that was just a handling error from Catalan. Ball knocked on, fell kindly into the hands of Stephen Wild, who had the small matter of running 50 metres to put the ball down in the corner. Well, the lead's back up to 10 points for the Giants with a conversion attempt to come. Shouts of Wildy, give us a wave. And Stephen Wild reciprocates. So Michael De Vere. Struggling to find a bit of pitch to pick up there, to check the direction of the wind. So the lead back up to 10. I'm sure the Giants would rather have had the try in the corner as opposed to Drew's 35 metre drop goal attempt. So De Vere, metre in from the touchline, a foot or so inside the 20 metre line. Not easy, but De Vere is an expert at dead ball striking. Well, it's not good, but it's not far off either. It's very close. Just across the face. Freycinews will be in a little bit more of a hurry with his kicks now, as we're inside the last 10 minutes. Catalan trailing by 10. Well, that seemed to bounce once and go straight into touch. I don't think anybody got any contact. Although apparently one of the Giants players did. Scrum to Catalan. Stacey Jones feeds and receives. Rudder quickly tackled by the claret and gold of Paul March. Freycinews to Hindmarsh, who's quickly brought to ground as well. 32-22 the Giants lead. Here's Beattie for Catalan. Actually in mid-air for a second there, Beattie. They're only a metre or so short here, Catalan. Rinaldi, Stacey Jones. Here's Alex Chan, and Crabtree uses his considerable frame to stop Chan. Rinaldi looks to go himself. I think he's in, you know. Try there. Catalan have scored again. And Julien Rinaldi scores just to the left of the posts. As we go inside the last 8 minutes, Freycinews will take this kick quickly. And afterwards the Dragons will trail by only 4. Interesting climax to this game. Fairly straightforward kick this for Freycinews. 10 metres out, straight in front of the post, little chip kick, and that one is through, no problem. And the Giants are being run a lot closer here than many thought they would. There's 7 minutes left in this game now. Giants lead by 4. Well, you can tell who the crowd want to win. And what the Giants wouldn't give for a quick try under the post now to settle the nerves. De Vere in no hurry to get restarted, and rightfully so. Strikes the ball right-footed. Giguet underneath it, takes it cleanly. Here's Chan, who looks a bit tired. Tackled by Jackson. Rinaldi to Beattie. Oh, big tackling from Huddersfield. And they've taken him 7 or 8 metres backwards there. Here's Rinaldi. Nero pile drives him to the ground. Stacey Jones. Stephen Wild can't get the tackle. Robbie Paul can though. Freycinews to Jones. Opts not to kick Rinaldi. It's a loose pass. It's been picked up by Rudder. Oh, they've a man over here on the far side, Catalan. It's going to be a race to the try line. He's cut inside Riley, and he's going to score. And he's going to bring it round under the posts. Oh, I don't believe it. Try's being given. I think that's Justin Murphy. It is Justin Murphy. And the scores are tied, and Freycinews will have a chip kick to take the lead. And now he'll be in no hurry. Well, dear. 32-32, 75 minutes on the clock, and Freycinews will be urged to hurry up, I think, here. The signal from the referee to stop the clock. So now it won't make any difference how much time Freycinews takes. Well, the Giants are going to have to come up with something after this kick if they're going to win this game. Clock started again. Freycinews dragging it out. Oh, get on with it, man. Dearie me. Well, eventually the conversion from Freycinews goes over. And the Dragons lead by 34 points to 32 with just over 4 minutes left to play. And what can the Giants do about this? The vocal support of the crowd is certainly with them. What's the problem here? Well, we're waiting for some medical attention. and is actually on the pitch. It's one of the Giants' men that's down there, actually. I hadn't noticed that. And that looks fairly serious. Don't know who that is. It looks to be in some pain, though. To go through who I can see and who I can't see. It'll be a process of elimination. Well, I think it might be Paul Jackson, you know. Can't really see from here because of the medical staff in the way. But it looks to be in some considerable distress over there. And they've got him on the stretcher and he's being carried off. And that's not good news for the Giants. Well, it's Steve Snitch, the Tannoy announcer tells me. And I hope that's not too serious. We wish him all the best and hope he's back playing in the near future. But we've got the small matter of finishing this game off. Giants trailing by 2 points, 3.5 minutes to play, and they'll need to manufacture something here. Here's Rinaldi for Catalan. Mason and Raleigh making the tackle. Rinaldi, Mason makes the tackle again. So 5th tackle, Gigue, Stacey Jones kicks, and he'll be concentrating on distance. That's gone straight into the waiting arms of Paul Riley. Spinning away from one man and another. Good play from Riley. The crowd are right behind the Giants here. Robbie Paul looking to break the line. Is Smith. Mark Hughes makes the tackle. Giants are up over halfway. Paul, Raleigh, Robbie Paul. Oh, and Gardner's dropped it. It's going to be a knock on. And Gardner, hands to his head. Hat-trick in the first 26 minutes of this game for Matt Gardner, the former Leeds winger. And this one seems to be slipping away from Huddersfield. Stacey Jones it'll be to feed the scrum. Here's Hindmarsh. Gigue, nowhere really to go. Does quite well considering though. Nero making the tackle. Rinaldi. Good tackle from Mason. 2 minutes to play. Rinaldi again. Just driving forward. Here's Chan, kicks forward. Oh, Stephen Wiles picked it up, and Stephen Wiles off. Oh, can he get there? Stephen Wiles for the Giants. He's done it. Stephen Wiles scores with 90 seconds to play in the corner. Robbie Paul is going nuts. Well, the entire Giants team go over to congratulate him. Magical. It's his second try of the game. You could not have written the script.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the flag of the Giants, being sponsored by Adrian and Trevor Harrison, is number 13. He's the sponsored manager.
Oh! Well, I'll tell you something, the Huddersfield Giants had me worried there for a moment. I thought they'd let this game slip away. And it was the cheeky little attempt at a kick through from Alex Chan. Stephen Wild, so alert as always. And for the second time this game, Stephen Wild picks the ball up on halfway and runs 50 metres into the corner. And I think the Giants have just about done enough. The clock stops, there's 45 seconds left. De Veer's got the conversion attempt to come. 36-34 the Giants lead. Stephen Wild with 2 tries in this game, Matt Gardner with 3. And De Veer to attempt the conversion. I bet Stephen Wild has scored some important tries in his time, but none more important than that in the claret and gold of Huddersfield. De Veer to attempt the extras, right-footed. Oh, that's quite a way off from De Veer. But the Giants lead by 2. The clock's ticking away. Tracy Hughes kicks off. Hughes is 5 metres offside. Catalan have picked it up. Everybody looking to make their tackle here. Mason! What a hit from Mason! And the Giants are off again! This is Steve Stitch! Oh, unbelievable! Steve Stitch has scored for the Giants now! Oh, what a finish! What a fabulous hit from Keith Mason, the prop! What a finish to this game. Well, if ever you need to see an advert for Rugby Football League, you've seen a great one here this afternoon. Over 4,000 people here to see the game in Huddersfield. Oh, I'll tell you something, there was less than 2 minutes to go and the Giants were trailing by 2. They're now leading by 6. And they've really snatched this one at the last, just like they did away at Trinity in the early half of the season. De Veer's kick is good. This one's all over. The Giants have won it 42-34. Well, Catalan gave it absolutely everything. They never gave up.